Welcome back, Portal Masters. SCL Matt here with another YouTube live stream. I know it's been a while, and hopefully we're going to change that. Hopefully we're going to make this more of a regular thing. But here we are today. So I'm glad to have y'all in here. See if you waiting for this all day. But yeah, I think we can have a good time. And we'll see how things go. But we'll give people a few seconds to get in here, crack open the Mountain Dew, and get ready for the stream. But today is really all about the SCL Vault and what that means, what that looks like. I did ask in multiple places for people to submit their questions, which I just remembered I need to pull up here. So give me a minute to grab those. Where did I put those? I knew there was something else I had to prep for this. But the SCL Vault is what it's all about today. So I want to make sure to get to those questions. Yep, really did not prepare for this. Shoot. All right. Hold on just a moment. Just a moment. We're getting this. Like, I'm just logged into the wrong account. I had a whole list of everything prepped, and all right, that'll work too. Cool. There we go. Okay, so no, you will not get banned for having a different favorite team or whatever. All right, SCL Vault is where we're at. I need this and this. So my plan is to kind of cover the questions that you submitted earlier, and then we'll work through any follow-up questions you may have or additional questions that you thought of or you just weren't available to ask before. And then if I have some time left, we can chat about other stuff too. But I want to make sure to cover all the Vault information right now. So one of the first questions I got was, how will you access the SCL Vault? And I know this has kind of been a concern right now because it's not live. And so people are unsure about what this is. But the SCL Vault is going to be its own website. So it'll be over at sclvault.com. We're getting that set up right now. But it's going to be very much like SCL Collectibles. It's just sclvault.com instead. So pretty simple one there. Will there be a link from SCL Collectibles to the SCL Vault? Yes, I will absolutely. I mean, there will probably be a link in the main menu up at the top of the screen, or if you're on mobile, you hit the little hamburger icon and open up the main menu, and there'll be a link to the vault from there. Otherwise, like I said, you can just click into, navigate yourself to sclvault.com and go about it that way. Will the SCL Vault be connected to SCL Collectibles? So I kind of answered this already, but I can see this question going a bunch of different ways. So like I said, there will be a link. They are two entirely separate sites, though. Like, you will not be able to combine orders between the Vault and SCL Collectibles. I have reasons for them being separate. They are being handled separately behind the scenes, and therefore I need to keep things separate on the websites as well. Pirate Dad, welcome in. Uh, Chris, this is an interesting question here. Will the SEL vault let me know how much I buy? I'm not. Can you clarify this for me a little bit? Um, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Like, is it going to have a list of the things you purchased? I mean, you'll always be able to look at previous orders, just like you can on SEL collectibles. Um, and I think the prices are included in those listings. But yeah, I don't think like it's not going to give you a running total of how much you spent or something like that, if that's what you're asking. Um, all right. Going back to other questions here. Is it auction or buy it now? So it's all going to be buy it now. No auctions on in the vault. The thought behind the STL vault, and this is gonna get into some of the other questions I know that we have coming up. So I'll reiterate things as we go along. But high end stuff is going to go into the vault first, and it's going to be at a set price. It's going to be your opportunity. If you don't want to mess around with auctions, if you don't want to worry about being the high bidder, if you just say, "Hey, I have money. This is the figure I've been waiting for. I want to buy it now. I don't care what the price is. Like this is, I'm just going to buy it." The vault is kind of your opportunity to take pieces off the market before they go to auction. Um, there is potential that I will leave it at that for now because I know there's more questions coming up that will help help explain things further. Um, will the SCL vault look like SCL collectibles? It will very, very, very much resemble SCL collectibles. People have told me how much they like the look and feel and ease of navigation of SCL collectibles. So I'm really not changing much right now. Like we have something that works, and so it's going to continue. It's going to be a separate site, but it will look and feel very, very similar. Is there a limit to how much someone can purchase? I mean, I think the limiting factor is going to be your available cash. Like it's going to be a lot of high end, expensive stuff. So if you have the money to buy everything, I'm not going to stop you. I mean, and most things are there's going to be a quantity of one. So that's up to you how much you can purchase. What qualifies for the SCL vaults? So right now I have some generic guidelines. There will always be some exceptions, and these guidelines may change over time. Right now, the vault is going to contain rare chase variants for the most part. Like that's the priority. Rare chase variants that I am selling. The minimum sales price in the vault is going to be $100. Like I'm not going to sell anything that I would sell for less than $100. So those are the very loose qualifications right now. Could that change over time? Absolutely. Will there be non-chase variant items in there? Yes. If you've watched today's video, you know that there will be some non-chase variant items in there. Like we highlighted a new unbox spotlight. Like that's not a chase variant, but that's going to go to the vault. The light and dark expansion packs that we showed off in today's video, those will be in the vault. So think high end over $100 in box. I guess that's the other qualification, in box. Anything loose for the time being, I'm still going to sell like over on Whatnot. So that's the differentiation there. When will the vault open? I was hoping to have a date for you, but unfortunately, I don't have a hard date yet. The goal right now is to get it open before the end of the month, before the end of March here. So we got like 10 days. We're working on it, and I think we can do it. But I don't have a hard and fast date at this point. Um, do okay. I will get to your questions in a moment, but I'm almost done with this list of questions that was submitted ahead of time. So we're gonna keep rolling with this. Um, how often will the SCL vault be updated? Once again, I don't have a specific. It's going to depend on a little bit on how fast things sell. Um, ideally, I will probably have some new product every week. Right now, I'm not going to give you a specific day or time that those updates are happening. I'm not going to say like, oh, we're going to add 10 items every Monday at 7 p.m. No, I don't know. I don't know. Um, I'm anticipating right now kind of weekly updates, but I've also said like if we launch day one with 10 items and they all sell out in the first hour, well, I'm probably gonna put some more items up there. Like that's the thing I don't want to happen is for the vault just to be empty all the time. Um, and so it's gonna until we actually launch the thing and see how quickly things sell, I won't know if it's going to be empty all the time, if I need to get more product in there faster or what that's going to look like. But ideally, I would love to get into kind of a weekly update system as well, kind of like we do with the shop right now. Will items rotate out of the vault? Potentially. Once again, this kind of depends on how well things sell. If things are all selling in the first 24 hours, I mean, they're not going to rotate out, obviously, because they're going to be sold. Um, but my thought process is, and this is what I started to say before, like rare, hard to find things inbox over $100 go in the vault. If they're sitting there for, I don't know, what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, um, and they're just not selling at that price point, then I can see them kind of coming out of the vault and we put them up on Whatnot up for auction then, and we'll drop the price a bit and see if we can get a sale there. And like maybe that was the problem with it. Maybe the price was just too high. So we'll drop the price and see if we can get a sale that way. So that there is potential that we'll just pull things out of the vault and shift them over to Whatnot at some point. But that remains to be seen. Like I said, if everything just sells out as fast as we put it in there, well, then I'm not going to rotate anything out. Will there be a limited number of items in the vault? So, I mean, yes, in the beginning, well, yes and no, I guess. So, in the beginning, I'm planning to put like 10 items in on day one. Um, but if like only one item sells, and the next week rolls around and I add another 10 items, let's say, I'm not going to say, oh, we can't have more than 10 items at any given time. Um, so like if every week we only sell half the items, I'm still going to update with more items. It's just there won't be a maximum number of figures that can be allowed in the vault. It just depends on how fast we release them and how fast you buy them or don't buy them. And then finally, the final question I got here was, will you expand to include international shipping over time? So at the beginning, I've stated I tried to make this very prominent, like it's going to be US only. Um, this question was asked because I initially started SCL Collectibles as US only, and then over time we expanded to international shipping as well. However, I don't see that happening for the vault. I have a few reasons for this, which I'll get into in a moment. Um, I will say though, like we told people about back when we didn't do international for the collectibles. Um, there are ways around this. There are companies known as freight forwarders. We always recommended Stackery because we knew they worked. Um, but freight forwarders, they basically provide you with a US address where you can have things shipped, and then they will forward the packages onto you internationally. So that is an option for folks outside the US. I will note though that I will only guarantee the shipment to the freight forwarder. Once it hits them, like I can't guarantee what happens with the package anymore. Um, so as long as it makes it to them successfully, like that's the end of my commitment there. Um, but the other reasons I don't see us shipping internationally is just my experience with international shipping now. Um, Part of the reason we can offer, I know everybody still thinks it's very, very expensive, and that's just because international shipping is very, very expensive. But the way I can offer you the rates I currently do over on SCL Collectibles is because there are weight and cost or value limits. The weight shouldn't be an issue with the vault, but the value is going to be a huge issue. And if we go over a certain value, which a lot of the the items in the vault are just flat out going to be over that value, um, the shipping cost in most cases like doubles at a minimum, and it really depends where we are in that spectrum. So like the shipping cost already is going to double. Um, the insurance is going to go up, and then if anything happens to the package, whether it gets lost, damaged, um, or you like the customs fees and stuff on your end that you have to pay before they'll deliver the package to you, those are going to go way up. I mean, the overall cost of everything is just going to increase significantly. Um, and losing just one package, one figure, I mean, that could put me out 500-600 bucks, and that's not worth the risk to me right now. Um, when we're sending other international packages and we lose a $50 package, like my business can handle that. I don't like it, but my business can handle that. But if I'm losing $500 packages every week, that's not going to work. So the risk is just too great for me in that scenario right now. All right. That was the last question I had submitted ahead of time. Let's go back here and see what other questions you have, and feel free to drop them in the chat now if you have any follow-up questions, or if you've had any other questions you thought of. So I think I kind of answered what's the point of the STL Vault. It's a way for me to um, sell high-end inbox rare Skylanders items. I guess one of the other things I should mention is like we are listing individual items. So if you think about on SCL Collectibles right now, when we list a Gil Grunt figure, most of the time, we're just kind of using a stock image, right? And that the figure in the picture is not the exact figure that you're getting. But in the vault, we are taking pictures of the exact item. There will be a video associated with each item that you can watch and see the exact condition of the item, much like I do over on Whatnot. If you're used to that, we will be showing off the box exactly so you can see the exact condition of the exact item that you are getting. So each, like, if we have, what's example? Metallic purple cinder. If we have 2 metallic purple cinders, there will be 2 separate listings. And whichever one I like, I'm gonna try not to have duplicate things up in the shop at any given time, but it may happen. But if we do, there will be 2 separate listings. And so that means that um, you have to choose the specific listing that you want to purchase, and then we will, send you that specific item. And so that's why it needs to be a separate thing than like SCL collectibles. Like it's a complete, like I said, we're handling it completely different than collectibles. The vault is special. It's high end. Think kind of white glove service. That's what we're going after. Think you could show us relative amount of damage that your damaged Skylanders pack thing on your website has. Simon, that varies greatly. We can maybe put out a video at some point. I'm trying to remember if we have maybe we don't have any shorts about the damaged mystery boxes, but I'm sure we can work something up for you. When can we expect the SCL vault to be available? Like I said, I'm hoping before the end of the month. I don't have an exact date for you yet. Miles, congratulations. 4 months as a member. Love it. Will Discord members get first look? Ooh, I actually thought this was a question. Did I not? Okay. Yeah, apparently I skipped over that one. Good question, Jaden. So not all Discord members. There will be a third and final YouTube membership tier that we'll be announcing this Wednesday. Look out for a YouTube short explaining it a little bit more. But that may be a benefit. So if that's something you're interested in, like this tier, the third tier is not going to be for everybody. I will tell you that right now. It is not going to be for everybody. But that is definitely one of the things we're looking at. So the vault gets access before the auctions, and the auctions get access before I see the collectibles. What is going to be left for the main site? So I mean, the main site isn't changing really. Like the main site is still getting all the loose out of box in good condition figures. Like that isn't changing at all. And a lot of the more common in-box figures that we have listed on SCL Collectibles right now will still continue to go to SCL Collectibles. So that's not changing. Like a loose out-of-box Spotlight is still going to SCL Collectibles. It's just a new in-box Spotlight that will be going to the vault and then potentially to Whatnot if it doesn't sell in the vault. But that that is what we're thinking for the process. Like it's not SCL Collectibles isn't really changing any of the stuff that it's getting or not getting. Like the stuff that I'm putting in the vault typically would have only gone to Whatnot anyway. It never would have been in the shop. So that's not changing. Where are these questions coming from? I put out a form, a Google form yesterday, here on YouTube and on Twitter and in the Discord for people to submit questions for today's show. Pirate Dad, that would be amazing. Yes. Please tell me you have a Sparkle Sprocket in the vault. I mean, yeah, we will at some point. I can't say when, but at some point, yeah. Would the SCL vault affect what goes into the basic shop? No, I think I kind of just answered that. I'm catching up on questions here. But yeah, the stuff in the basic shop in SEO collectibles, that's not changing. That's still going to be the same. All the stuff that's going into the vault, it basically the difference between the vault and whatnot now. The vault is taking the boxed chase variants first, and whatnot will be focusing more on like the loose chase variants that I get, or ones that are like missing the backing to the box. Like that's probably not going to go to the vault. That'll probably still go to whatnot. Um, so like that's kind of where we're going with that. Um, the vault I don't think is affecting SCL collectibles in any way. I think the vault is only affecting um, a handful of items that would have gone to whatnot. The real impetus for this is that I I have gotten a huge influx of rare, hard to find inbox chase variants, um, which I know you haven't seen all of them yet. Videos are still coming out. Um, but in February, I basically bought like 3 huge collections. One of them is the largest collection I have ever purchased. Um, and if I would just continue to sell things the way I do now without the vault, like it would literally take me years to sell through them on whatnot alone, the way I currently do. And so that's why I need to create another way to sell these figures, because having these figures just sit in my basement doesn't do anyone any good. Like my business is going to like lose money um if I am just letting them sit there. And like my goal is to help you complete your collection. I want to get these figures in the hands of collectors. That's the entire reason for my business. Um, so I need to find a way to get these in your hands, and that's what the vault is doing. Release date, not yet. Yeah, Pirate Dad, I appreciate that. Limiting the chat for now. Have we ever considered a 3D printed display solution for Skylanders? I have. I just don't know enough about 3D printing. Um, and so I couldn't do it myself. I would need somebody who has that experience, and I haven't spent enough time with it to figure out if that makes sense. Moving away from whatnot on higher end items, not necessarily. There will still be high end items on whatnot. Like I said, I'm going to focus on loose or partial high end stuff first on whatnot, and if I run out of that stuff, then I will just start, grabbing a few items like I do right now for whatnot that might bypass the vault. But like I said, the idea is to give the vault a chance first, and then if it doesn't sell in the vault, move it down to whatnot. So we'll see. What would the price cutoff be for the vault if it's like $100 or more? Yeah. So currently, right now, my own guideline that I'm making up is nothing is going to be listed in the vault for less than $100. So yeah, that is the current cutoff. That, like I said, that could change if we get if all of you out there are just so hungry for this stuff and you have the cash that you just buy, and the vault is constantly sold out of stuff, and I'm just, all right, here's another 10, here's another 10, here's another 10, and just keep selling out. We may get to the point where, yeah, I need to lower that threshold just to see that there's something in the vault. And I mean, could we get to the point where the vault is just where I sell inbox items and collectibles is where we sell out of box? Maybe. I don't see that happening anytime soon, but potentially if that's really the way it goes. But I also like I was saying earlier, plan to treat the items that we list in the vault differently. Like we're going to take pictures and video of each individual item we list in the vault. And it doesn't make sense for me to spend the time taking the pictures and making the video for a $10 inbox figure. Like I would be I'd be paying my employee, more than the figure is worth just to take the time to make the video. And like that doesn't make financial sense for the business. That's where you start losing money. Um, so I think there will still be a limit below that where we won't go, but um, that $100 threshold could change over time. Yes. Um, should make the background website color gold. Don't change the layout. Just send. Yeah, yeah. I've been playing around with some stuff. There may be some gold involved. Um, it'll be interesting to see what people think. Like I said, I'm not really a design guy. I very much value functionality over design, and so I just want to make sure the site works first, and we can we can make it look fancier later if we need to. Will we know what's going to go in the vault before it's updated, or will it be a surprise? So that's what I was saying before. Um, there's going to be a third YouTube tier coming out this week on Wednesday, and that is um, going to be a benefit for those members. So if you really, really need to want to know ahead of time, there will be a way, but it's not going to be everybody. Game stores in California. The only one I really know that I've been to is the Cave. I think they're mostly in Northern California. They have Skylanders sometimes. That's all I can tell you. Are all employee editions going to be in the vault? I mean, if they're new in box, yeah, employee editions will go to the vault first. Yeah, I can't think of any employee editions that would be valued at less than $100. So, have the prices for these figures been decided? So pricing, they, I mean, the price of rare chase variants are some of the most volatile prices um in all of Skylanders, right? Like a starter pack figures don't really change price that much, maybe $1 or 2 here or there, but I've seen just in the past 5 years of selling, I mean, we've seen Chompy Mage go from 100 to 200 to 300 to 600 to 1,000. And then come back down a bit too. So like it that can be all over the place. And I've seen like the clear hot dogs go for 100. I've seen them go for 500. Like they can kind of be all over the place. So the pricing of the figures will be done kind of on the fly as they are listed. I will be doing research to see what current market value is at and what I want to list them at. I'm not going to set a price now and list the item 6 months from now and say, oh yeah, that's the price it was 6 months ago. It hasn't changed. That wouldn't make sense. A lot can happen in 6 months as we've learned. So the prices for these figures have not, I guess I would say, have not been decided at this point. They are not set in stone at this point. So yeah, does this mean high value new in-box items will be vault exclusive? So yes, as opposed to what not auction. So that's the idea, is where they are going first. They're going to the vault first. If they don't sell in the vault, they could trickle down to Whatnot. Not guaranteed, especially if I mean if they sell in the vault, they sell in the vault, and then can't go anywhere else. But the idea is yes, new inbox, high value items, vault first, then potentially Whatnot. And I mean, I don't think any of those would ever come down to the shop. We always just list them multiple weeks at Whatnot until they sell. Um, but yeah, that would that is the intended process moving forward. I did kind of mention earlier that if um, if I sell through all the like loose chase variants that I have for Whatnot, I could potentially start uh, poaching items from the vault lineup before they actually get to the vault for Whatnots. Because I always like to have, one, two, maybe three uh, more rare, hard to find items in the Whatnot auctions. So if that is the case, we will um, be, there may be some that bypass the vault, but the idea is that yes, everything, any high end new in-box items will go to the vault first. Will certain items be shipped in sky sleeves upon request? I would say not even upon request right now. Well, okay. So in the beginning, if I have sky sleeves for them, like because we only have two sizes of sky sleeves, right? So if we have a sky sleeve that fits that item, um, I will ship it in that sky sleeve. Um, that will be included in the price. That won't be any extra or anything like that. That's just how I plan to ship them. Um, I will tease a little bit that I'm working on another shipping method um, to ship things safely and securely. It's not as much for display as like a sky sleeve is, so I don't know what people will think about it, but I think it's gonna do wonders for shipping, and really keep things safe and secure. And so I I haven't finalized anything there, and I don't think it'll be ready by the time we launch the vault. So I'm not advertising it right now, but I will say that yeah, I'm working on something that may kind of negate the sky sleeves. But for the time being, yes, I will be including sky sleeves whenever applicable, just automatically. Probably I'll answer this. How many figures you plan to hit the shop per month or per week? So right now, I'm thinking, like I said, I think when we launch, I'm aiming for a minimum of 10 items. Um, that is that's where I want to start. But then I also said like if everything sells out right away within 24 hours or whatever, like I will I will load some more stuff up. Um, so it depends a little bit how fast things sell, but I think my goal would be to get a minimum of 10 new items per week. Like that's basically my goal. Yeah. Um, will more expensive figures like Big Three, Little Three go in the vault if they're new in box? Yes. So I mean, as I said in today's video, we had that new in box spotlight. That's gonna be a vault item. Because like a loose figure is already over $100, so new in box is definitely over $100. So that will go. Yeah. So it's not exclusively chase variants. That there are other things, but they do need to be new in box. So the loose ones, a loose spotlight, a loose robo, a loose wildstorm will still go in the shop. But if we get a new in box robo, that's going to go to the vault. If we get a new in box spotlight, if we get a new in box blackout, that's going to the vault. I honestly, I'm not sure where Cleveland, Tennessee is, so I couldn't tell you. Tennessee in general, I say McKay's is always a good thing. They're in, Knoxville, Nashville, and Chattanooga. So if you're near any of those, check that out. Um, there's the Toy Emporium in Nashville that I always go to. Although, actually, no, I take that back. Last time I was there, the vendor that had been selling Skylanders there is no longer there, or at least they no longer sell Skylanders. So nope. Um, do but yeah, McKay's is the big one for me in Tennessee. Do we ever find why some Eons Elite reset lower? So Martin, I'm pretty sure, like I haven't been able to test this myself yet. I'm pretty sure we determined that if you reset them in a game prior to Trap Team, they reset to level 1 because the game doesn't know any better. The game doesn't know that they should be reset to level 20. Um, but yeah, that's all I can say about it for now. If you're ever in Washington, visit D-Pad Retro Games. I will add it to the list. Thank you. Yeah, the cave is just Sacramento area. You say just 4 locations. That's way more than a lot of stores have, man. So that's fantastic. What kind of backlog of chases do you have right now? A lot. A lot. Will there be other items in the vault besides figures, like other merch that typically sells above a Franklin? Potentially. Potentially. Yeah. I know I've been trying to use, like, I know the figures are going to be the most popular items, so I usually say like talk about figures, but really, yeah, any Skylanders items that are, I think they would still need to be new. Um so I guess if you're thinking like well, that'd be a figure. Yeah. I was gonna say like the CYOS figures, I think would be vault items. But yeah, I'm trying to think what other like merch items would be up that high right now. Like I haven't gotten my hands on a lot of that stuff. But yes, um, other things above that value could definitely make their way to the vault in time. In time. Um, do see. If a figure that was once a rare figure gets put into the shop, the price goes down below the threshold, we keep it in the vault or switch to whatnot. Oh yes, if a figure that was once a rare figure get put in the shop, but the price goes down. Do you mean gets put in the vault, but the price goes down? We keep it in the vault or switch to whatnot. Um, yeah, I mean, if there's an item that, yeah, we're selling for 150 bucks and then the market on it drops for some reason and now it only sells for 75, yeah, we could pull it from there. I mean, if the price doesn't make sense anymore. Yeah, it would probably just go to whatnot. I don't think it would go to the shop, but yeah, it could go to whatnot. Recommend a Skylander max out camo. Oh, misremember the time. It's okay. You can always rewind, or the full live will be up afterwards if you want to check it out too. Sorry about that. I don't think I have any mods in the stream today. This is kind of a last minute thing, so I gotcha. I caught up to things. Jillian is taking some well deserved time off because This past week's update on Tuesday turned out to be the most amount of orders we ever gotten in one day. Like Wednesday morning, I think she came into like 197 orders. Like it was wild. Um, and so they were trying to catch up with that. Now she needs some time to relax. Is there any precedent that people receive clear WAMP shell? So yeah, Pirate Dad was discussing this with me too. I could be wrong on that maybe they don't actually exist. I thought like I recall people telling me that they found them in those cases. I don't have any proof right now that I can show you. So I could be wrong on that. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Um, but yeah, I recall people telling me that they had found them in those cases as well. So we'll see. Unfortunately, I don't know Florida counties, so I can't really help you out there. The only store in Florida that I know of was the one I mentioned in today's video, Hyrule Kingdom in the Orlando area. But beyond that, I can't help you out. The Knoxville McKay is closed? No, no. One of them moved locations recently. Like they built a new store and moved, but that may have been Knoxville. But no, like I've been there within the past 6 months. Um, so yeah, it should still be there unless something very drastic happened. I have never been to Ontario. No. Do I plan to? Probably not. I don't have a reason to right now. So, Pirate Dad, you're saying that's true about the Eons Elite? I'm assuming. Um, since you started selling some Disney Infinity, if you get a new box, rare. that, that there's no such thing as a rare Disney Infinity figure, in my opinion. Not when we're talking about Skylanders. Like I I think the only Disney Infinity figure that could potentially qualify for the standards of the vault would be like the D23 Sorcerer Mickey. And even that, I don't think ever came in a box. I think that was just loose. Um, so that is something that I just don't see happening. Yeah, unfortunately. As much as I would like to get rid of Disney Infinity stuff faster. Yeah, no. That's no. Um oh, Pirate Dad, thank you. Yeah, the art books. I yeah, I could see the art books hitting the vault. That's a good example. Yep. Do you have the art books in your collection right now? Do you have both of them? You're still looking for one? But yeah, Rainstorm. Yeah, you got, you got this. Um, other things like store displays. I did think about that. I still have my one store display that I from the road trip I took out to California. Um, I've thought about listing that because like I've said like I kind of like that and I kind of want to keep that, but I don't have a place to display it right now. Like it's literally just sitting in the box right there in my office, and I don't have a good place to display it. So like for the right price, I could be persuaded to sell it, I guess. But I'd also have to figure out how to ship that to, unless I don't ship it and I just deliver it personally. Maybe that's part of the deal. Like you pay me enough and I will come deliver this item personally. We'll see. We'll see. Um, But yeah, there could be other non-figure items out there. All right. Yeah, the cave in Sacramento. Yep. I saw you were in the Discord, you were shopping there recently, and I'm like, I know what that place is. All right. The pictures of chaos have gray, black base, but all the figures have yeah. So most of the pictures you see online of the chaos figure are the digital renderings that they sent out with the press release, and so like that's what every website out there uses because that's the official picture that Activision sent out. Even though, yeah, they changed the figure ultimately. That's a video I want to make at some point is pointing out all those differences because like I get questions like that a lot. There's a lot of figures out there like that. The one that gets me the most is Power Punch Pet Vac because um like his in-game model, the figure, the picture on the stat card, and the digital rendering that they sent out with press releases, they're all different. Like most of them are the like he's all red, and then the final figure he's red and black, and it's just like that. They couldn't make anything match. Like like I said, I think that one gets me the most because it's like the picture on the stat card is different than the actual figure, and I'm like, come on, guys, like what are you doing here? Good stores near Charlotte, the Grid, the Goodwill video game store never disappoints me. So yeah, the Grid in Charlotte. Um, I feel like there's other stores around there too. There are two McKay's locations in North Carolina. They're not near Charlotte, but those are good to visit as well if you don't mind driving a little bit. But yeah, the Grid is the one my big recommendation for Charlotte area. That is a lot of orders. She's got the company plushies with her. Yeah. All right. Peter Pan would like to know your location. He's pretty rare. But is there an inbox Peter Pan? All the Peter Pans I've seen have been loose. And even then, I don't do they sell for more than $100? Pirate Dad, what's the third one? Are you talking like the was was there like a Battlecast one? And which two do you have? Some of the other Disney special edition heroes go for 150 to really? I mean, I don't pay that close of attention to them, but yeah. Why are Wildstorm Robo so expensive? Yep, late wave. Basically, they were released very late, got poor distribution in the stores, and just not enough people got their hands on them. They're the final figures to be released. Good stores in Detroit, Michigan. I always recommend the Disc Replay or Disc Traders in Michigan. Those are good. Oh shoot, someone just gave me another Michigan location. I don't remember the name of it offhand. I'd have to go back and check the comment or the DM that they sent me. Yeah, Michigan has some decent places though. So what I'm hearing is that I could pay you to come to Alaska. Rainstorm? Yeah. Honestly, like that's my thing with travel. is it's expensive. It's not that I don't want to take road trips all the time. It's that traveling is very, very expensive. Last year, I like doubled my travel budget. Like it got very expensive. It got very expensive. Um, there's 100K differences between renders and finalized figs. I mean, there's not 100K figures, man. There can't be that many differences. I just want to go after the most prominent ones, though. If you had a chance of buying a Skylanders arcade, would you? And would it be for sale? If I can get one for a decent price, I'd buy it. I'd have to figure out how to transport it. But yeah, I'd probably put it up for sale because once again, I don't have a place to I don't have a place to store that, much less display it. So I'd probably list it for sale. But that'd be another one. Like I would have to like I if when I buy it, I'd probably have to go pick it up personally, and then when I sell it, I'd have to drop it off personally because I don't know how to ship that. I don't want to figure that out. Rather just load it in the back of a truck and drive it somewhere. Lego Man, order 3 traps in Portal. Super excited for get here. Solid label has been made. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Thanks for your business. Yeah, the third art book is Battlecast. Yeah, I want that one too. I know we've never seen that. Yeah, I have Strata and Clutch. Yeah, that Battlecast book. If I ever get my hands on that, man, that'd be amazing. Some of the best locations you recommend for a road trip. Have a ton of Skylanders merchant figures. East Coast. Diana, unfortunately, I don't have a ton of East Coast. Southern Pennsylvania is really good. If that's not too far away for you. Yes, Southern Pennsylvania, both Eastern and Western, like the Lancaster area, and there's a bunch of small independent shops in surrounding towns around Lancaster. Um, and then if you go out west towards Pittsburgh, you start to get to the Exchange. I know that'd be a bit of a drive getting out to Western PA, but Eastern PA, there's still some good stuff out there. But I haven't done much. Like I avoid New York like the plague. I can't say I've done anything in Jersey or yeah. I don't have a lot out there. Um, Further south, like North Carolina has some. Savannah, Georgia, if that's East Coast, right? Um, Planet Fun in Savannah, Georgia is good. Yeah, I don't know where East Coast you're talking about though. So there's some options. That's about all I know though. So da, da, da. I Beck, unfortunately, if you know me, you know I have a hard time choosing favorites. It's hard enough for me to choose one favorite, much less my top 5. I don't know. I don't know. May or may not have info regarding arcade. Pirate Dad, is that something you're gonna buy? Like I don't want to step over your sales or anything. Um, already caught up with the chat. Hey, it helps when there's only 30 people in here instead of like the 100, that we sometimes get. But back to this arcade unit. One, just curious, what game is it? And two, yeah, are you pursuing it, or is it for sale, or is it not for sale, or you're trying to persuade someone? Like, tell me about it. Like, I don't need full details, but I'm curious. Baffles me that on Stack Cars, Netflix Play has a unique render, and it's the only variant like that apart from Legendary and Dark Spyro. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of interesting differences out there. Pirate Dad, I know Georgia is East Coast, but Georgia is also a gigantic state. But like Savannah specifically is East Coast. as opposed to like Columbus, Georgia, which is on the western side, or Atlanta, which is right in the middle of the state. SCL Alaska vacation. Yeah, probably someday. We'll see. Whenever I decide to make that I found Skylanders in all 50 states video, top 5 would be Camo and then all in debt. Probably. Okay, so somewhere in the top 5, like people always ask me for like my favorite from each game and stuff like that. So I mean, you got like Rattleshake. I mean, yeah, most of these are going to be undead, but like Rattleshake, Shortcut, um, Bone Bash, Roller Brawl. They're all undead. But then you get like Hoodsickle and Starcast, the dark ones in Imaginators, one out for me. Like Pit Boss didn't really do it for me. And who's our other undead? Oh, Chopscotch. Yeah. The undead weren't quite as good in Imaginators. I really like the dark ones. But yeah, there. What I just named: Rattleshake, Shortcut. Oh, Roller Brawl. Yeah, They'll probably round out the top 5 though. Hoodsickle and Starcast, if I had to. So Camo, and then in no particular order: Rattleshake, Shortcut, Hoodsickle, Starcast. Top 5. There you go. What Skylanders do you feel should be in a different element? Oof. I haven't thought that much about it. Looking into potential pickup. Awesome. Wait, have you considered making a video where you smash some fire? I I don't like destroying figures. That's not what I do. As much as I dislike them, they're still Skylanders. Yeah. Definitely check out Planet Fun. Yeah, go for it. It's a Cloud Patrol machine. Awesome. Yeah. If you don't mind DMing me, I'm very curious. Yes. But yeah, Cloud Patrol definitely seems to be the most prevalent Skylanders arcade machine. At least the one that's hung around most. Like I know there's other ones out there, but or at least there used to be, right? Like Cloud Patrol wasn't the only arcade machine they made. Um yeah, there's still some active Cloud Patrol machines down at Disney. I made a video about that a few weeks, months ago. I hunted down every arcade in Disney World and actually found 2. Spoiler, sorry. Um, you may be visiting Alaska. Is that where your Cloud Patrol pickup is in Alaska? Wait, does the SCL Marketplace never shipped? What do you mean it never shipped? I mean, the SCL Marketplace has been closed for many months now. That closed at the end of last year. And I made sure all the orders were shipped before we closed it. So, yeah, sushi, if that's legit, let me know. Like contact me separately after this and we can see what happened. But yeah, I made sure every order shipped before we shut that down. All right. In the video earlier today, that Swap Force 3DS starter pack. One of many looking for that port. Yeah, like I said, I know a lot of people are looking for those portals. What are the art books? So yeah, as Pirate Dad says here, yeah, developer exclusive art books made for some of the games. So it's specifically Vicarious Visions. So they made Swap Force and Superchargers, or at least they were the leads on Swap Force and Superchargers. And internally, they made art books that show off a bunch of the concept art and the progression of characters and stuff. Uh, Surprising no one maybe, but I'm planning a video that's going to show off some of this stuff to give you a better idea of some of those things. I'm not going to show off the entire book, but um, it should give you a better idea of what those are. But yeah, as he explained here, developer exclusive art books made for some of the games, show off concept art and like. That's exactly it. That is correct. Firecracking is the worst. Top 5 would be Zap, Blackout, Spyro, Igniter, and Roller Brawl. Not bad. I like Zap. I like Blackout's design, but not his gameplay. Spyro's fine. Igniter is not for me. Too much melee. Roller Brawl, I'm on board with. There was only Cloud Patrol. Really? They had an SSA Arcadian? Wow. That's awesome. I thought for sure there was another machine besides Cloud Patrol. I thought I saw a video of it somewhere. I'll have to go. Nah, you're probably right. You're probably right. All right. Yeah, destroying figures not something to get behind. Yep. I'm with you there. Bought an orange chain reaction, but the chip didn't work. It happens. All right. I think we're caught up again. Well, I guess, like I said, we're here for the vault. Does anyone have any other questions regarding the vault, or does that pretty much make sense? I want to make sure I answer as many questions about that as I can, but I think we got the basics of it down. So, but I know. Hey, look who decided to join us. That may be it for me for today. I got some other work I gotta get done. I mean, speaking of the vault, I need to go actually work on some stuff related to the vault. So, yeah, they could have used your moderation powers earlier, but we took care of it. It's all good. I wasn't planning on you being here. They've been pretty chill today. When is Mountain Dew flavor ranking with SEO Matt? I haven't necessarily ranked every Mountain Dew, but my wife and I do make a habit of testing all the new flavors, and we do have a spreadsheet of our reactions to the flavors. Yeah, I haven't actually, like I said, ranked all of them, but yeah, we try them all. Honestly, I haven't played much with Double Dare Trigger Happy. I like the design. That's fun, but I I couldn't like I like the regular Trigger Happy, but I know the Superchargers one that they changed all the powers and abilities, and I just haven't spent enough time with it to give you a reaction. No, the vault is not auctions, no auctions at all. It's all buy it now. Does vault take food fights as payment? No, no, it does not. Will we be building a giant physical vault for the vault? Building, no. Potentially expanding into a new space because we ran out of space in our current office, and if the vault keeps expanding, we're going to have to get more space, potentially. Because right now the vault is kind of sharing room with other boxed figures and in the room with like the cards and stickers and stuff like that. You saw in the office tour video kind of where it is right now. But yeah, hey, I'm gonna need the money from the vault to build the vault, so I got to start selling stuff first to be able to afford the construction of the vault. You just got Swap Force for PS3. I would say then next you get Trap Team. I like playing things in order. So actually, I mean, if you haven't gotten Spyro's Adventure already, I would go get that first. But otherwise, I would just do them in order. Yeah. Except I don't want to dive into a pile of Skylanders. That would damage them, or at least damage their boxes. Except now it's much messier. It's not that bad. Yes, I mean, you cleaned it up before giving the store to her, but the room itself is still the same. What were you doing between the end of Skylanders, after Imaginators, and the start of the STL store? So this will be in another video as well. Still we have a lot of videos in progress right now. But in short, let's see. After like 2017, I ventured into podcasting for a while. Um, and I had been a guest on the Toys for Games podcast a few times, and so I started another podcast um, that uh, I was trying to get a friend of mine to read Harry Potter for the first time. The only way he would do it is if we podcasted about it. So we did that. Then I had a Star Trek podcast for a while because kind of the same idea, but a different friend wanted to get me to watch Star Trek. And so we did it in podcast form. So I did a lot of podcasting in there. I had also started to follow a game called Light Seekers, and it was another one that was kind of born from the Toys to Life boom, but they came in a little bit too late. But as part of the Light Seekers brand, they had a TCG, a trading card game, to go along with it, and I very much enjoyed the card game and got into that, and that's where I started buying and selling stuff again. And so, like, I was dealing Light Seekers cards, but that game shut down after, like, 2 years, and that's kinda when I came back to, um, Skylanders, and it's like, "Hey, okay, people are still visiting my Skylander site, and they wanna collect things. Now I know how to buy and sell and ship online, so maybe I can finally start buying and selling Skylanders." So, it all kinda worked together, but it was a journey to get back to where I was and make this make sense. Um, if you could bring back one villain from Trap Team into Imaginators, who would it be? Well, I mean, I really liked Hoodsickle, so that's cool. The one I think they missed was Chef Pepperjack. I mean, having a Chef Pepperjack figure would have been amazing. Any pickups that you have on the way for my collection? I may have one item on the way. Nothing major, I get. I mean, it's kind of big, but not really. Not none of the 7. None of the 7. I'll say that. But just a ancillary thing. He needs one of those big dramatic wheels to open the vaults. You mean something like this? Um, we use the vault to build the vault. Yep, that's it. Do How do I get rid of the Disney Infinity figures that inevitably find their way into lots? That's a good question. For the longest time, they piled up in my basement. I would occasionally sell them over on Whatnot. They still didn't sell very well. Now I have thankfully made a contact with someone that resells Disney Infinity figures, and they are willing to buy them off of me. So every month or two, I just box them all up, ship them down to my guy, and he pays me a couple $100 for them. So, like, I mean, it's very minimal. Like some of the items, he paid me like 10 cents per figure, or 10 cents per power disc, or something like that. So like, I don't get a ton for each individual piece. Like I send him hundreds of pieces, and he might give, like, if I send him 400 pieces, he might pay me $200 or something like that. So I don't get much for them, but I do have a way to offload them, and they're finding new homes through someone else. I just don't have the audience for it. Just popping in to say thank you guys for being a window into my childhood and an amazing way to get all the figures I could have never ever wanted as a kid. Also, shout out to Jill for the cute note she leaves. Riley, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. We do what we can. What will you do if Skylanders get recalled or people stop selling them in circulation? What would happen to the stores? I mean, yeah, if I just can't get my hands on figures anymore, I mean, we're gonna have to pivot somewhere. Um, I feel confident now, having, like I said, I did the Light Seeker stuff for 2 years, and then I came over back to Skylanders and did this. I feel confident now I could pivot into another line of collectibles or something like that. Um, it would take longer to build up an audience, because like that was the big benefit I had with Skylanders, is that I had an audience that I've been building since 2013. Um, and so when I jumped into it, you guys were here waiting for me, and I will forever be grateful for that, because that honestly changed my life. It changed, like, I don't say that lightly, but like, it's it really changed the direction of everything that I was doing, and the amount of people I've been able to help. I mean, not just, you, the customers, um, but the amount of impact that this business has had for like my employees. Um, Something I don't really talk about much, but like, and probably won't really ever talk about too in depth, but like, the business has been there at the right time for a lot of people. Um, and I've been able to help a lot of people in a lot of different ways, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without this business. Um, and ultimately, yeah, the business wouldn't be here without people like you. So thank you. Thank you for that. On a lighter note, do I speak parcel tongue? No, I don't. I've been told many times people think I'm a Slytherin, though. What do you think a Skylanders movie would look like, as separate from Academy? I think it'd be awesome. I'd be up for it. I don't know what it would look like though. I'm not the designer like that. I just like enjoying the stuff they put out. Favorite Trap Team villain? Hoodsickle. Bone Chompy's probably up there. All the Chompies are up there, but Bone Chompy is the best Chompy. Do we ever get Series 1 Eruptors in box? Mason, we absolutely do. Yep. It just hopped in the Discord. Awesome. But yeah, Series 1 Eruptors, we do get in. You'll see them pop up over on Whatnot. So if you're not in Whatnot, absolutely check that out. There should be a link down in the description, I believe. If you haven't joined yet, you can join through that link and sign up and get $15 in Whatnot credit. Or, ooh, do I have a QR code to throw up here? I might. I don't know if I still have one here. Um, huh. Thought for sure I had a QR code in here. Well, maybe not. Next time. But yeah, there should be a link down in the description that'll take you to the exact same place. Ba, ba, ba. They're planning to make a pepper jack. Yeah, they should have. They should have. What's the best way to clean Skylanders? This would be a better question for Jillian because she's doing this on a daily basis. Um, but yeah, Jillian, if you want to take this, ooh, there we go. Toothbrush with water wrung out. There you go. Has served you well. Avoiding the base. If it's sticky, Goo Gone has worked. We mainly use that on the bottom to get stickers off. Yep. So yeah, you have to be very, very, very cautious with liquids. Like even just a drop or two of water in the wrong place can destroy a chip. So you have to be very, very, very careful with that. But as Jillian has done on many a figure, it is possible. So, but yes, toothbrushes in general are a great way to clean figures. Even if you're just like dusting figures, toothbrushes are great to get in all the little cracks and stuff. So, and all the different textures. It's good for it. Bum, 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 bum. Should make another vault dedicated to just fire Skylanders and call it the Volcanic Vault. No, the Volcanic Vault's going to be in the vault. At least if it's in box. When I have kids, I plan to start making them start with the starter figures. Yep, there you go. And every time they find Soul Gem, they unlock a new character to play. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Ooh, that gives me an idea for like a playthrough. Like it's almost like a lock variant. If you just play through, and whenever you like, you only get to change characters when you find a Soul Gem. That would be something. We'll see. I believe it or not, I actually did launch Infinity character list back in the day. But a couple of things. One, I just wasn't as interested in it. And two, I had a buddy, Jason, who was way more interested and was also running an Infinity site. He also tried to step on my toes and run a Skylander site, but my site was always beat his out. But he had an Infinity site so I just let him take care of Infinity. So he was kind of the Infinity guy. I was the Skylanders guy. We had another Jason that was the Amiibo guy, and we all kind of worked together. Um, but yeah, I had Infinity character list and DCL, which was Dimensions character list for Lego Dimensions. So yeah, I did actually venture into that at one point. What would it mean for Skylanders to get recalled? Nothing to worry about. It's not going to happen at this point. Like they've been out for so long, there's no reason to recall any of them. Yeah, that was 100% theoretical. Do, 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 do. Yeah, Rainstorm. I'm glad we could help you out too. Yeah, the tests I've taken say I'm a Ravenclaw, or at least the most recent test I've taken label me as Ravenclaw, and I kind of agree with that. I can agree with Slytherin as well, but it would explain why my favorite color is green, and honestly, like, green and black. I know they're more like green and silver, but green and black. Um, if they make Skylanders 7, would you collect every single figure right away or wait for reseller? I would collect them all right away, yeah. Do you ever would you ever do a video with you and all your employees, do a Skylanders tournament, and all the Skylanders arena players fight things? I forgot the name. Oh, okay. Um, potentially, yeah. We believe it or not, most of my employees have never played Skylanders. So that's always the fun first week or 2 of training is, "Hey, learn these figures, learn these characters. You'll need to know their names to work here." Um, but Jillian and I have talked about getting her in to play some games. Um, could we turn that into a tournament of some kind? Possibly. But right now, like, we just don't have a good setup for that. We don't have time for that now either. Like I said, I mean, just this past week was one of the busiest weeks we've ever had in the shop, partly because there was the giant snowstorm on Monday, and partly because Tuesday was the largest update we've ever put out, and you guys gave us like 200 orders to work on. So, um, and then like next week, one of our employees is going to be out for a week. So we're down a person and we got to deal with that. And like, they're all at their maximum hours right now. And so we don't have extra time to sit around and play games or make tournaments and stuff. It's a struggle. I would love to get to the point where we could, but that would honestly mean probably hiring more employees so that our current employees can find an hour or 2 or 3 in the week where we can sit down and play some games and record. Um, yeah, it's not something we can do immediately. Mason, have a good night. Thanks for stopping in. Would you ever consider making a physical store or pop out at some point in your state? Sushi, I've talked about this a few times. I know, like a physical store, a physical location has always appealed to me as an entrepreneur. But looking at where I am now with the business, it just doesn't make sense. There's so much extra cost, there's so much extra liability. I have to worry about security. I'd have to hire more employees just to work at the store. Because like I said, my current employees are all maxed out. I I don't even know what would be in the store because we can't keep things in stock online. I mean, anything that I put in the store would be stealing from what I have online, and it would just be sitting there in the store. And I mean, not I I can sell it a whole lot faster online. And so like for the, few dozen people that might come into the store on a week, like it'd be cool for them, but it it wouldn't it just doesn't make sense. It'd be holding back inventory from you online here just for the sake of being able to put something on the shelves in the store. Completely missed the opportunity to call the secret vault of secrets. Yeah, I also don't want to infringe on too much copyright as much as possible. There's a reason why everything has moved over as much as I can to SCL as opposed to Skylanders character list. Um, I mean, Activision has always been cool about it, but uh, yeah, I I try to avoid that stuff now. So like all the OGs know what SCL stands for, but yeah, I try to keep that out. Yeah. Pirate Dad, you know Jason inquires. There you go. Yeah. Jason inquires is one of the dudes, and then Amiibo Jason is the other one. But yeah, yeah. Jason's my guy. He invited me to his wedding, which I attended. How do I get the giant chaos cup in the back? Speak of the devil, I got that from Jason Inquires. Um, he got it from another guy who we're still unclear if the guy he got it from actually won it in the tournament or if it was already secondhand. But yeah, basically there was during the promo period for Superchargers, they had some racing tournaments and they handed out those trophies to the winners. They only made 40 of those, and was able to get my hands on one of them. What would you do if you can't buy Skylanders anymore? If people aren't willing to sell them to me, I'm like I said, I will pivot to some other collectibles. But I do not see that happening. I mean, there are literally millions and millions and millions of these figures out there, and not only do we like we literally buy Skylanders every single day from various sources. And I have already multiple times purchased collections from people who have bought most of their collection from me in the first place. So my point being, round and round it goes. It's a cyclical business. Whether they had to sell because they just needed the money, or whether they decided to sell because they wanted to get into a different collectible line, or like Emma and Steele, who were in the recent video, they're selling me their collection because they want to buy a house. And so I have bought most of their collection. They kept a few figures just so they could continue to play the games, but all their inbox stuff, all their signed stuff, like a bunch of the stuff that's going into the vault, um, like that is all from them. And they're just like, yep, we decided, we've had fun with Skylanders for the past few years, and now we're gonna move on to something else. So I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it. Yeah, they chose poorly on the color of green though. Yeah. Jillian's played a little bit of Skylanders, not a ton, but a little bit. Rainstorm, yeah. I mean, well, the shadow camo, is that what they're called? Shadowlander camo that you made is kind of green and black. So I mean that one's already kind of in that vein, but I'm sure you could come up with another one. But yeah, that's why I instantly knew I needed to get that camo. I like it might not, it's not a green, I guess. It's kind of more of a teal, maybe. I don't know what color paint you actually used, but yeah, it's on my to-do list. And like I said, I'm trying to get back into live streaming a little bit more on a little bit more regular basis. Um, so we'll see how it goes. You're looking to hire an extra employee. I mean, you want to move to Wisconsin? I don't think you want to move to Wisconsin. Um, but that is, uh, yeah, we could probably use your skills at some point. But the thing would be like if you're working remote in California, um, we've had a few discussions in the Discord about sales tax and why I don't have to charge sales tax in every state. That would be a big one. If you were working remotely from California for me, then I have to start charging sales tax in California, and that would be a mess. Yeah. Jillian knows. There we go. Yeah. YouTube series with Jillian playing. We like I said, we've talked about it. We've talked about it. One day. So I'm pretty sure I have 100%ed well, all 6 on the main console, not like the 3DS games. I haven't 100%ed. Um, but yeah, on at least one profile. So I started off playing most of the games on the PS3 and then um moved to the PS4. And so like I don't think all my PS4 files are complete, but I think if I recall, I'm pretty sure I 100%ed all the games at least once. Saw some people making online Skylanders mod for the first few games. You making would you make a video online arena battle with SkyTubers community members? I mean, maybe. I don't really like messing around with fan made projects like that. That's not really my thing. But potentially we'll see. We'll see if what they complete, how big it gets. Doing a dragon in each Hogwarts house could be a fun custom. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, that could work. Will Green Chompy Mage be in the if it's in box, yes. It, if it's in box, it would be in the shop. If it's loose, it would be in uh in SCI collectibles in the shop. Um Donald Duck, yeah. So you can always rewind the live. You can always go back to the beginning or rewatch it when we're done here. But in short, the vault is going to be a separate website that is the starting location for any high end, basically over $100 new in box Skylanders figures, and potentially other Skylanders items such as like the art books or uh, store displays or some other expensive things like that. Um, will be listed in the vault, and it's basically I have an influx of rare and hard to find boxed figures, and I need a place to sell them. And so we are doing that in the vault instead of just selling, 2 a week on Whatnot. Like I said, I have enough right now that if I just sold 2 a week on Whatnot, I'd be selling them for years. It would take me years to get rid of what I have now, not including everything that I would get in the next 2 years. Um, so that is what we're going for. So it's kind of like a tier above Whatnot. I'm picturing it as your high end stuff in the vault, your mid tier boxed stuff or loose high end stuff in Whatnot, and then SDL collectibles is anything that's loose and out of box, and your very very common boxed items. But yeah, that's the gist of it. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer stuff again. It's been an hour and a half since I've answered most of those questions. But yeah. But yes, SCL does stand for Skylanders character list. Yep. Yep. So Skylanders character list is my site as well. That's where I got my start. When I started the shop, it was as a part of Skylanders character list, but we quickly outgrew that. The apps and plugins I was using on that site just stopped working for our purposes, and we needed another solution. So I actually had to move over to Shopify, and then I said, okay, if we're doing that, we're separating the site, and that's when it became SCL Collectibles. Um, but yeah, yeah, SCL is Skylanders character list. The Chaos Cup, the giant Chaos Cup does not work in game. No, it does not have a chip in it. We could attach one there, but it doesn't. Um, You'll be buried with your tree Rex. That's awesome. A dark camo. Hmm. Interesting. I yeah. I'm glad that they adjusted the lore for Grave Clobber to, at least give some reasoning for the element change. But in all honesty, I don't care about the lore that much. So like they can make them whatever element they want. I just want to play with them in game. I want to collect them and play with them in game. Why are the PS4 version so expensive? So Lucas, the gist of it, I mean, short answer is supply and demand. The longer answer is back in the day, Swap Force and Trap Team, in that era, the PS4 was a newer console, and it wasn't the console that the main demographic of Skylanders had. So they produced much fewer of those starter packs. They were still like the Wii was honestly still the main console for Skylanders fans because it was a family console. They were aimed at 6 to 12-year-olds. Like that's the console they had. That's the console they were buying for. That's what they produced the most of. Um, so like the PS4 and the Xbox One were still new-ish consoles, like I said back then, and not the consoles that those people had. So they produced the game, but not a lot of them. Fast forward 10 years, and now we all those are the consoles that we're playing on, right? I mean, or the newer consoles. Like I play on the PS5, but the PS4 version works on the PS5 as well, and the Xbox One version works on the Xbox Series X. So now those are the consoles that we're all playing on. We're on the PS5, we're on the Xbox Series X, and so to play on those consoles, we need the PS4 version or the Xbox One version, and so those are now in high demand. So the demand has gone way up. The supply is still way down here. And who knows how many discs got destroyed just from kids playing with them. They get scratched or whatever and unusable. So supply may have actually gone down when demand went way up, and that causes price to skyrocket. That's all it is. Simple economics. Open a West Coast division. I believe me, I have thought about it. I mean, it goes along the thoughts of opening a physical store. Like, do I open up a physical store? Do I open up warehouses? Like, I've thought about like, yeah, do I open up a warehouse in California just so I can well, for a couple of reasons. Like, one, I mean, we could start like shipping out of there potentially just to speed things up a little bit for the West Coast fans. But two, like sometimes there's deals out in California that people don't want to ship to me. And I'm like, if I had someone in California that could go pick them up and then we have a warehouse to store them at, that'd be cool. But once again, then I have to pay for the warehouse in California. I have to pay for employees out there. We have to, you know, open up the whole sales tax can of worms. Um, and it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not cheap and just adds to the dynamic. Because like, what if someone orders what if we have a robo out in California and someone orders a robo with a Gil Grunt that we only have in Wisconsin? Like now we have to ship 2 boxes to them from 2 different locations, and it just things get messy. So, um, yeah, yeah. But yeah, if you just a consult, like, who knows? We'll see. I we can talk about it at some point, but I'm not there right now. I'm not there right now. But if you want to chat about what that might look like, I'm always open to conversations. Been to Wisconsin Dells, more for you. I I mean, I get it. It's a nice place. It's fine. I just I I think I've shared this before. I don't know how to swim, so water parks aren't really my thing. Um, Playing Imaginators, do you enjoy playing Senseis or Imaginators more? Senseis. I like that the Imaginators are more powerful and that like that you can, get them up to level 64 or whatever and just dominate and have fun that way. Um, but the senseis I don't have to create. I was saying before, like design isn't my thing. I don't like having to spend time designing the character. Like I want to play with the character that they designed and they perfected and said, yes, this is what we approve, and go about it that way. Wisconsin. So parts of Wisconsin, yes, over eastern Wisconsin, where our office is, where we ship out of, did get 2 feet of snow on Monday. So that's why they took off Monday, but they should be mostly caught up now. If you ordered on Friday, that probably won't ship out till Monday. Um, but we're pretty much back on track, I think. Yes, we do ship to Canada. Absolutely. You can check our FAQ where we ship, but I should clarify since we're in the Vault Q&A right now. The Vault will not ship to Canada. SCL Collectibles does ship to Canada. So just to make that clarification. Have you 100% ahead racing? I don't recall. I don't recall. I didn't play it on the Wii. I played it on the 3DS. And I know I played through all the levels, and I think I tried to it's been so long. Did you just have to like get 3 stars on each level or something like that? Like I I remember replaying a lot of levels a lot of times to try to perfect it. I don't recall if I actually did, but I know I definitely tried. There you go. Snowstorm delayed things a tiny bit. We're back to our regular. There you go. Thank you. Ooh, the battle arena arrived. Like that. Have you ever seen Skylanders figures have majorly damaged in box? Damaged, yes. It depends what you call major damage. Like, we just sold one the other day where like Splat's paintbrush had broken off in the box, and like it didn't look like it had been reglued. Like I think it actually just broke off in box. Um, I've seen pictures of other ones. I don't know that I've had my hands on them, but I've seen pictures of other inbox damage figures. Yeah. If I comment my order number, could you guys record? That would be something, Lego Man, that you need to just email support@sclcollectibles.com for stuff like that. Or Jillian still here, she can take care of you. What's theoretically the lowest price figure you put in the vault? So like I said, right now my threshold is going to be $100. Like I need to sell it for at least $100. That's there's not going to be any items for less than $100 in the vault. Now, what that means for like a new unboxed scratch, I need to go check the current market value. So I don't know offhand right now exactly which figures will go in and exactly which figures won't. Scratch would be borderline for sure. She may go in there, but I need to do some research to see what new unboxed scratches are currently going for, and that could fluctuate over time because she is kind of on the border there. Um, so with that in mind, I have dozens, if not hundreds, of other figures that I would put in the vault before scratch, just because she is kind of on the border, and so for the time being, a new unboxed scratch would probably just go to whatnot because it's like I said, it's kind of on the border there. And I would rather find a new home for a rare figure like that sooner rather than holding on to it and saying, well, we'll just hold on to it because it might go in the vault later after we get through this other backlog of figures. Like, no, I'm not gonna hold off for things like that. Um, but yeah, scratch would be borderline right now, I'd say. Um, so yeah, it's like things that currently sell in that like 50 to $75 range loose are going to be borderline for the vault. I think that can give you a good idea. Like, but anything that sells, for $100 loose is definitely going to be in the vault when it's new in box. Um, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. Whereas like a figure that sells $80 loose, you put it in a box, it's probably over 100. I think that's safe to say. Um, but yeah, that like 50 to $75 range loose is going to be questionable, borderline. Looking forward to the day that Skylanders prices have inflated so greatly that a water tiki trap is worth hundreds. Pirate Dad, I just don't see that happening. Yeah. I mean, you could argue that. No one has ever called me that, and I would not appreciate that. It's SEO Matt. Christopher, welcome in. I have not answered this, but unfortunately, no. No, they will not. So SCL Collectibles and the SCL Vault are separate sites, and the gift cards issued for each site will be separate. So SCL Collectibles has to be used at SCL Collectibles, and SCL Vault. If we open up gift cards there, we'll have to see. I don't think we'll have them right off the bat, but I think that makes sense that we should make it an option. But they would be only be good at the STL Vault. Um, so yeah, those are individual. I don't know if there is a way that I could automatically set it up that they would work at both because they are two separate sites. Now, that being said, like they're both run on Shopify, so maybe someone has created an app that would allow me to like link them in some form or fashion and make gift cards available at both. But right now, no. All right. Do, do. All right. I think I yeah, if we open up a warehouse in California, I think we'd have no shortage of workers. But Like I said, that it's just so much extra cost because it's not just the cost of the building, but like you got the building, you got utilities, you got employees, so you got payroll, and then there's insurance both on the building and then like there's so many business expenses that people don't think about, and like I didn't even know about all of them until I started hiring employees. Like as soon as you start hiring employees, you have to pay unemployment insurance, and it's based on how many employees you have and how many hours they work and all this stuff, and workers comp and the expenses just go on and on and on. And so it's not just as simple as saying, "Oh yeah, let's open up a warehouse in California. That'd be cool." Like it's a whole operation. Um, and I honestly don't know that I could afford it right now because I know how expensive things are here in Wisconsin, and I always hear that California is like twice as much. So I can only imagine. Oh, but think about that time in 2014, saw a Breeze and Pet Bag bundle pass because I already had the red pet bag. Yeah, yeah. I've heard stories about people who like picked up a Breeze and Pet Vac double pack for like $30 back in the day before it skyrocketed. Lucas, I can't do that for you. I have a hard enough time picking just one favorite, and I don't know if there is. No, probably could pick one, but I don't. It'd take too much time right now. Haven't picked it up since 2015. Yep, that's fair. How did you get to the vault? Yeah, so the vault is not live right now. I'm just answering questions. We're hoping to have it live by the end of the month. Um, but it will just be at sclvault.com. Simple, short, sweet. Um, yeah, it'll be there. You won't be able to miss it. Scratch is expensive. Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty expensive. I think in the shop right now we have her at like 65. Lucas SEL Vault Worldwide, probably not. No. Um, so I talked about this a little bit earlier. I like the risk just isn't worth it for me. There not only would I have to charge like 2 to 3 times as much in shipping and handling costs because of the value of the packages, but then when you receive the packages internationally, like your customs and import fees would go up significantly because of the value, um, which I think a lot of people aren't ready for. And then I've just said like we actually do lose a non-significant number. Wait, we lose a significant number of international packages, whether it's from just getting lost or being damaged or being returned or whatever. Um, things happen and they are much harder to get back. Like if a package gets returned in the US, it just gets sent back to us. If an international package needs to be returned, a lot of the shipping companies, especially like UPS, they won't just automatically send the package back to us. They will then require us to pay the import fees and usually an extra fee on top of that um, to because they're returning it. And I'm like, I it just anyway, I'm not going to get into that, but my point being that not only does it cost significantly more to ship stuff out, internationally, and then you would have to pay more. But if anything happens to it, if we need to get the package back, we have to pay a ton more. And when I'm doing this with like a $500 figure, I don't want to take that risk. Um, so it is highly, highly unlikely that it will expand into international shipping. Now, with that being said, um, I I will recommend if you are international and want to take part in the vault, there are ways to do it. Um, Services called freight forwarders. If you search for a freight forwarder, a freight forwarding company, um, we have used Stackery in the past. We have had customers use Stackery in the past. That's do I have a banner up here for it yet? Um, where is it? Stackery. You still in here? There we go. Stackery.com. We've had a lot of people have success with that before. Now, the caveat with this is I will only guarantee. So what this is this is a company that will give you a US based address, so you can still place orders at my site, even though we don't ship internationally. We only allow US orders. So they provide you a US based address, and then we would ship the package to that address, and from there they take it and forward it, freight forwarding, forward it onto you. Now the caveat with this is I would only guarantee the package getting to the freight forwarder. Once it's there, my liability is gone. I have delivered to the US address. I only ship within the US. So once it reaches the US address, I'm done with it. Anything past there, anything that happens to it, I can't guarantee. I don't have enough control over it. And that's the risk that I'm trying to avoid. And so like if you want to take that route, it's a route that's open to you, but I will only guarantee the safety of the package to that first US address. But yeah, like we lose packages fairly regularly, but if it's like I said, if it's like a $50 package, I can deal with that. The business is big enough, we can survive that. If I'm losing $500 packages, I can't deal with that on a regular basis. So that's kind of where we're at with the international shipping stuff. Christopher, yeah, when Rainstorm suggested the vault, yes, Rainstorm. If I haven't said it before, thank you. That name was perfect. Perfect. And yes, it was an instant yes. Like I I mean, I was open to other options if people came up with something, but like the thought of, high end items in a vault, it kind of reminded me of like the Disney vault and how they put away, movies from time to time. They don't really do it anymore with the streaming services, but how they used to put things in the vault. Um, it kind of gave me that feeling a little bit. It rolls off the tongue, SCL Vault. Like it's short, it's sweet, it's easy to type, it's easy to spell. There's no question about it. Like it conveys the right idea. Like, yeah, it hit for sure. How much used to is being made? I'm betting Ashton's cooking something behind the scene. I I don't like to put false hope out there like that. I mean, it's fun to think about, but Activision is just happy to be getting money from U2s off a dead franchise. They're not going to say no to that money. Thoughts on people selling the starter pack boxes in plastic as display cases? It's fine. As long as they're upfront and honest about what they're selling, I don't care. I mean, like honestly, some people like those boxes. Like they want those boxes. They want to kind of repack the figures because keeps them safe and clean and dust free. Like I don't mind. Physical store in Antarctica. Yeah. So all those do they have penguins down there? Can play their Skylanders? Yeah, there we go. Penguins would love that. Beck, have a good day. Thanks for hanging out. Do you ship to US territory? Yeah. Pirate Dad, we do. We do. And they would be included in the vault. Yes. Would you recommend eBay? um, I mean, you need to use caution. Just like eBay isn't the problem. eBay is fine, but it's because you're not buying product from eBay. You're buying product from a third party seller that is selling on eBay. So just use common sense, use your discretion, do your research, make sure you know what you're buying. I buy from we buy from eBay every day. Like that's where honestly probably 75% of the shop uh inventory comes from is eBay. So like yeah, eBay is fine. Um but yeah, that is you just need to do your due diligence and be careful with anywhere that you're buying from. It's not just eBay. Miles, have a good day. All right. I Pirate Dad, I'll I'll believe it when I see it. I know they've kind of shown off the Chop Chop plush. I think I've at least seen that. But the other ones, like I was maybe I misinterpreted things, but before they announced it, I was under the impression that Eruptor was going to be a plush, and then turned out to be a vinyl. So I'm like, are these actually all plush? I mean, we already have Pop Fizz vinyl, so that's probably a plush. Chop Chop, I think is plush, and then so if Drobot goes along with it, yeah, it'd be another plush, I guess. But yeah, I'll wait until they actually announce it. But yeah, we're pretty sure things are always subject to change until they actually announce it. But uh, it does seem that way. Yes. Sushi, have a good day. SCO Matt's Elite Shop. Not quite as much. Not quite as much. And figuring out the URL for that, like, is it just Matt's Elite Shop, SEO Matt's Elite Shop? People would try to put an apostrophe in there and that won't work. So do you just take the S off of Matt's entirely and it's like sclmatteliteshop.com? Or is it Matt's Elite Shop or like SCL Elite Shop? Like it's too many questions. Too many questions. No, we're not changing the domain name now. It's true. We do have a penguin. Boom bloom. All right. Good luck with that. Um, Watching your cousin play softball. Got to preserve the battery. Fair enough. Lego man, have a good day. Why do I think they just wanted to keep Light and Dark special. I don't think there's a whole lot to it. You are paying attention. It worked. Welcome back, Sour Gummy. All right. Yes, the axe is still at the office. I haven't used it in a while, but it's there. Anyway, I think that's about a good place to call it for today. Like I said, I still got some work to do. I'm trying to move forward um on the vault. I got some work I got to do today. With Vault on the horizon, what are your thoughts on opening sealed box figures? Team sealed less and less exist every year. I mean, I I'm not opening figures. If other people want to, that is completely up to them. They were meant to be opened. And honestly, like I said, it's just gonna increase the value of the boxed figures that do exist. So there you go. All right. I'm glad y'all had a good time today. Pirate Chat, yeah, we'll look for a DM for sure. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. It's been a blast as usual. Hopefully it won't be so many months before I'm back here again. But stay tuned. We got that short coming up on Wednesday. It's going to have more information about new tiers. And otherwise, stay tuned. SCL Vault coming soon. I don't have an exact time, but it is coming. It is coming. So have a good day, everybody. And I'm sure we'll talk soon.